Yo, I am your host, Oliver Green, and you are in the box. The box is a place where you can feel comfortable to express what you are truly feeling in the moment that you may not have been able to express because every man has a different because. And your because is not my because, and his because is not his because. Because we all think differently. And that's the beauty of being a man. You think differently. I don't have to think like you, and you don't have to think like me. But if we put our heads together and think about how, how to solve a problem, we can change the world. It may not be a significant change in the beginning, but we can change the world. So I wanted to come to you. I was earlier today, I was running and I had a thought. And that thought led me to say, you know what? I am going to do this on the box. And the title of this particular episode is I Know Why Men Don't Share. Let me say it again. The title of this particular episode is I Know Why Men Don't Share. One of the reasons men don't share, and this is just my opinion based upon all the things that I've been through, um, all the conversations that I've been in, all the conversations that I've heard, the rooms that I've been in that I've just been a fly on the wall. I think you get the point. But I think men don't share because we don't show up for other men. Case in point, I run and I run in races. One of the main reasons I don't share that with people that don't run is because I hate to be let down. Rejection. Where does that stem from? It stems from my childhood. On those days where my dad said he was going to be and he never showed. So I want you to understand this not sharing, this not knowing how to communicate, this not being able to effectively deal with our emotions. It doesn't just start. It started years ago. And if we get to a place where we grab the young adults, the youth of today, we can spare them that dumb feeling of not feeling like they are enough, not feeling like they belong, not feeling like he's never or they're never going to show up. But back to the topic. In the past, I've shared that I'm running a race, and there's nothing better than when you're running a race and you're at the end or anywhere on the course and you see a familiar face and they're cheering for you. That's why it's important, like when you're registering for races, you look for the races and you read the comments and you talk to people and they talk about crowd support. Because there's nothing like running a half marathon, regardless of what state you're in, and there ain't nobody on the course. I've been there, and it's not a nice feeling, but it's not a feeling that you can explain to somebody that doesn't run. So, but we all have our half marathon feelings where there's no crowd support. I'm just using running because it's something that I'm familiar with. So time and time and time and time and time and time again, I would invite, I would ask, I would put out, and it'd be a no-go. And it would piss me off. And it would make me shut down, and I would feel some kind of way, and time would go by and I'd get over it. But I never really understood where it came from. But remember, I shared with you, it stemmed from my dad not showing up when he said he was going to show up. Or let me go back. My dad not showing up when I told him what it was that I was doing, but I never told him that I wanted him to show up. Because in my child mind, I'm like, if I'm telling you, I have a football game, I have a track meet, I have a basketball game, I'm in a play or what have you, I'm expecting you as the parent are going to show up to support your child. That was so far from the truth. But it just didn't happen with my dad. It happened with my mom. No shade. My dad is, recently, it's been 2 years since my dad has passed away. My mom is still here. No shade to my mom. So please, whoever may listen to this and you from up top, don't go run and tell my mom I was talking about her or I was telling my business. A, it's my business. And B, it's my story. But back to the regularly scheduled program. But it stemmed from that little 10, 12-year-old boy, even into my teens, that didn't have support. So what happens? You bottle it up, you package it, you put it over here, you don't think about it until. It's not until you have to deal with it. It's not till you're faced with a situation and that situation causes you to relive all of those feelings that put you in that special place. Listen, it's difficult for somebody to give you something that A, they don't know you need, and B, they've never given to themselves or anybody else before. I know why the topic of this is I know why men don't share. I know why men don't share. Men don't share because they don't know what you're going to do with the situation or the information that you give them. I know why men don't share because there wasn't a man around them growing up that gave the example of how to share. But I will tell you this. If you don't deal with the reason why you do the things that you do, if you don't deal with the reason why you don't know how to share effectively, it will create a problem for you moving forward in every single relationship that you have. Your relationship at work, your relationship if you are married, if you're not married, that girlfriend that you have, the relationship, how you deal with your son, how you deal with your daughter, even how you deal with your parent or parents. I know why men don't share. Men don't share because it's not cool. I don't know about you, but one of my pet peeve comments is, y'all know what it is. I've said it before. When people say, well, men don't talk. I understand that men don't talk. When are we going to get to a place where we stop saying, well, men don't talk, and this is what I'm doing, or this is what we're doing, so we can get them to a place to talk? The world's not going to, we're not going to change the situation if we just stop with the statement. There has to be something that is done, some action to change the problem. It'd be different if we didn't know what the problem was, but we know what the problem is, and we just don't do anything to rectify the problem. Now, one person is not going to be able to fix the issue, but if men, and men is more than one, get together and first if they deal with the issue, deal with the root cause as to why it is they didn't share and how they got past it, then we won't be able to make a significant change in the problem. But if you get with men that have dealt with the reason why they don't share and have moved on and are in the process of um, rebuilding that and working through it, two heads are better than one. I honestly feel if we as men come together collectively and put our egos aside and sit down and try to figure out, well, sit down and put a plan together, sit down in the box, because men talk. Men are vulnerable when they're in a box. Because usually when they're in the box, they're with people that they're comfortable with. And if I'm comfortable with you, you're going to get all my business. But if I'm in the box and I'm not, you're probably not getting too much of anything. You will get the most surface me that you've ever seen. And you may not even know it. But I want you to understand that I know why men don't share. And I won't say I'm going to beat this topic into the ground, but I am in the process of working on correcting that very thing. Why men don't share. All right, so I will talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in. I am your host, Oliver Green. And again, I know why men don't share. Tune back in so you also can know why men don't share, but how we get past them not sharing. All right.